India has a unique intellectual and cultural tradition that goes back over 5,000 years. Over these 50 centuries, Indian scientists and scholars, artists and engineers have studied and made original contributions in fields as diverse as mathematics, medicine, astronomy, ecology, architecture, music, economics, philosophy, linguistics, and literature, just to name a few. But how much do we really know about this extensive and profound Indian heritage? What does the average Indian really understand about the works of Bhaskara, Charak, Parameshwaran, Bhojaraja, Chanakya, Adi Shankara, Panini, or Kalidas? Professor Ramasubramanian is a globally renowned scholar with deep expertise in Advaita Vedanta and the Indian tradition of mathematics and astronomy. He also holds a PhD in theoretical physics. He currently teaches at IIT Mumbai and has received several honors and recognitions for his work in traditional Indian knowledge systems.
The idea of India losing to foreign invaders over a period of time, and we learn about these invasions a lot more, and they get highlighted in our history because our history has been given by the British, and it's been built in a certain way for a reason. And here in this camp we are actually helping them understand the history of victories in India that has actually enabled India to have a continuous civilization for thousands of years.
Agastya Gurukulam is proud to introduce a learning program that aims to fulfill this long-standing and urgent need. Agastya was formed by a team of dedicated professionals who are passionate about the teaching and revival of classical Indian knowledge systems.
Indian way of solving problems in their back pocket, that could always be helpful so that they can play a role in the society that they are in, wherever they are, whether they're in India or in the US, and be solving problems differently if that can help them reach the goal quicker. We believe that they can get smarter because they are learning stuff in the original. When we think about like origin of trigonometry or origin of geometry, these are original texts from which they're going to learn these subjects.
Many of us till today are not even aware of the rich heritage that we have. So lack of knowledge is one of the most fundamental factors. If a nation has to understand what its heritage has been, there should be courses which is available either at the school level, or there should be parental care which can teach them irrespective of what is being taught in the school, or there should be literature which is available to a common man which he can read for himself and analyze for himself to understand what its contribution is. Now we are lacking in all the three aspects. As a result, it is not a surprise that none of us are aware of our own cultural or scientific heritage and its value. As a nation, we need to devise strategies to make people aware of their own cultural and scientific heritage, which cannot be gained with the texts that are currently available. So we have to design courses, we have to develop texts, so which throw enough light on our own contributions. If it is done, then definitely a few among the young minds may get excited about it, and they may be able to do some remarkable work in their own chosen fields. So an introductory course, both at school level as well as at college level, I would say should be made mandatory.
Professor Sampadananda Mishra is the director of the Sri Aurobindo Foundation for Indian Culture, where he regularly conducts workshops, and classes on Sanskrit, Mantra Yoga, and Indian scriptures, in addition to other subjects. He is specially focused on creating children's literature and children's programs for Sanskrit learning. Dr. Chitra Madhavan has researched extensively on temple architecture, iconography, and epigraphy. As the author of several books and articles on the culture and heritage of South India, and as an engaging and passionate teacher, she is much sought after to teach and lecture in universities all over India.
Hello, I'm Chitra Madhavan. I'm a historian focusing on temple architecture, sculpture, and inscriptions. I'm very happy to be part of this camp where I'll be teaching temple architecture and sculptures. It's very important for all of us, especially the younger generation, children, to know about our country's past through our ancient architecture and through our sculptures and through our inscriptions. We have a fantastic tradition of building the Sthapatya Vedam in this country, which is many, many hundreds of years old. We have temples across the length and breadth of India. At first sight, the temples in each part of the country may look very different, but essentially the architecture has a basic plan, and that comes from our Agama Shastras, which are the texts according to which the temples have been built. The regional variations happen because of the building material that is different in each part of this country. While we do go to temples to pray, and these are essentially religious institutions, we should bear in mind that the architecture and the sculptures only enhance that value of our temples. If we miss seeing the beauty that is around us, we are missing a part of the ethos that these institutions have had over the centuries. The music and the dance and the art and the architecture, combined with the traditions and the rituals and the festivals, have given a certain flavor to our temples. And unless children are taught to appreciate all of this, I'm afraid we'll be losing a sizable section of our tradition and our culture. It's necessary to infuse certain values associated with these temples to young students, and they need to take it forward and give it to the next generation. I look forward to interacting with these young students and teaching them about temple architecture and sculptures, and perhaps a field visit to one of the ancient temples as well.
Because it's really important for kids to learn about their culture, so when they grow up they can pass their knowledge on. So I feel that that's a very rich part of being Indian.
Even talking in their own mother tongue is a big pushback. Like, even though they understand, they read or write or do anything, a number of things. But as soon as they see another kid who speaks the same language, immediately they switch to English and they forget to talk in their own native language.
That is the biggest thing that I feel, that as a parent I cannot even teach them unless they experience that. You're not completely dependent on your iPads and televisions and things like that.
Probably they should start this sort of a course for parents as well. In order to know the beauty of it, you need to experience it. That's what I feel.
They don't teach these type of things in school. Like when they do the history about India, they say they just say some myths and stuff that's not even true. Like, hey, India is divided in north and south. there's a big difference between North and South, but they're actually one. And this rich Indian, like the Hindu culture, is just so diverse and great. Like, I barely have any words.
Idea is not just to learn the language, learn few vocabularies or sentences or conversational aspect of it, but we will be learning the very, going deep into the understanding of the very spirit, flavor, and the force and simplicity of this language, and then feel the pulsation of the language, the vibration, the purity of the vibration of these sounds through different kinds of programs. And I'm sure all the parents and all the children who will be participating in this program will have a great experience in entering into the very spirit of India. So dear parents and children, we invite you wholeheartedly to be a part of this program and then make it a grand success. Thank you.
Send us your comments and reach out to us.